world's television title. It is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. First from the Great North Woods, 265 pounds, Big Josh.
Welcome back to the WCW main event, everyone. Jim Ross here on TBS. Thanks for staying with us as Big Josh prepares for his first ever challenge for a major championship. He'll be right here momentarily against the World Television Champion.
His opponent, the World Television Champion from Minnesota, 249 pounds, Arn Anderson.
As we mentioned, everyone, this coming Saturday on World Championship Wrestling, starting at his normal time of 5:05 Central, 6:05 Eastern, not only will we see the much anticipated debut of perhaps the most talked about athlete to come along at WCW in quite some time. I'm referring to the 403-pound Rap Master, PN News. Big Josh taking a look at that belt. You read his lips there, so that sure is pretty. But on Saturday, the debut of PN News, plus Arn Anderson and Terrence Taylor. As we take a look at Mr. Anderson, we'll challenge El Gigante and Fly-In Brian in a great tag team main event. We know that there's a lot of rumor and innuendo being floated around, not only by my infantile colleagues Paulie Dangerously and Missy Hyatt, but also by many wrestling writers that talk about Big Josh. Got that grip, doesn't he? That the Horsemen may be disbanding so that each individual involved in the Horsemen can follow their own personal goals. I don't know that to be so, but if it could be true, would Arn Anderson be interested in joining the York Foundation? Because I know that Miss Alexandra York and Mr. Hughes will both be at ringside this Saturday night when Arn joins forces with Terrence Taylor. So could we see Arn Anderson in the York Foundation in upcoming weeks? Side headlock by Big Josh. And the Mountain Man, the former lumberjack from the Pacific Northwest, as we mentioned, challenging for his first major singles championship here at WCW. And I think for the likable former lumberjack to have success, he's going to have to keep his strategy very simplistic. He is a power wrestler, tremendous strength. And if he keeps the pace at a compatible level, he's offering to help up Arn Anderson, who says, that's okay, I can make it. Anderson just got his first taste of the raw power of Big Josh. Senior referee Nick Patrick has been assigned this contest. And Big Josh, that wide-eyed look of enthusiasm, locks up with Arn Anderson, who controls the action with a side headlock. Both these men are southpaws, by the way, so keep an eye as the match progresses on how well they utilize those left hands. Again, Anderson, who had the momentum that time, after running into a redwood. Look of bewilderment from the enforcer and television champion. And again, Big Josh offers to help him up. Had an interesting conversation with Atlanta Mayor Maynard Jackson the other day. We ran into each other at the grocery store. Talked about the excitement not only of the big event in the Omni 3 weeks from tonight on Sunday, May 26th, where I understand Paulie Dangerously and Missy Hyatt will have their rematch in arm wrestling. In the Omni, Big Josh pulls his arm away from Arn Anderson. But the mayor and I were talking how great it is to be living in Atlanta right now. The Super Bowl just around the corner at the new Georgia Dome. Georgia Dome will be open right next to the Omni, in the CNN Center. Not this football season, but next. And Anderson catching Big Josh unaware there. Somewhat relaxed was Big Josh, and Arn Anderson nailed him with a left hand. So much going on in Atlanta. Olympics coming in '96. And Mayor Maynard Jackson and his wonderful staff doing a great job of leading Atlanta into the '90s. Wreck of the eyes by Arn Anderson. Trying to pile drive Big Josh out here on the floor, but Big Josh is too strong and reverses it. He backdrops double A down to the concrete, and Big Josh going next to that axe handle. That will get him disqualified. And Anderson makes his way back into the ring. This match has a 10-minute time limit, and Big Josh has got to stay aware of the time. He's got to get his man in a position to pin him and not let his emotion just sweep him into this thing. Nick Patrick trying to talk some sense into Big Josh. And as we said, Josh is a likable guy. Very sportsmanlike by nature, but he can certainly react negatively when he is provoked. Anderson with a gut shot, then a snap mare. Oh, try to get that foot right to the face, and Big Josh caught it. Back heel trip by Big Josh, and a stomp of his own to the solar plexus of Arn Anderson. I want to say hello to our great friends in Tulsa, Oklahoma. World Championship Wrestling back at the Tulsa Convention Center on Thursday, May 23rd. Great card to be at Tulsa.
5 minutes elapsed in the match. 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes left in this match.
Tony Gillum making us aware that 5 minutes remain in this contest for the World Television Championship that you're watching on TBS in the main event. Big Josh, very basic maneuver, holding on to the wrist lock. Really strong. Remember the first time we saw him on TBS, he broke the handcuffs of WCW security chief Doug Dillinger. Our first hint of the strength of this man. Anderson, a real tactician in the ring. Sometimes great strategy will not offset tremendous strength. But Anderson countered. Nice move there. Arn Anderson with the elbow drop. Big Josh set himself somewhat early. Anderson comes to the left hand.
4 minutes. Remaining in the match, 4 minutes.
4 minutes of time limit here. While we have a moment, don't forget the main event next Sunday. Hope you'll be with us. Already signed Sting and Lex Luger to meet the Royal Family. Steve of the Young Pistols will take on Michael Hayes in a captain's match. Terrence Taylor, the York Foundation, will meet Ricky Morton in a computer match. And if Paul Lee and Missy are still employed with us next weekend, Paul Lee is scheduled to talk to Bobby Eaton in the Danger Zone. You know, I don't have the patience of Mr. Rogers. Perhaps I should try to develop more patience. And I apologize for being non-professional at times when I'm conversing here on TBS with Paul Lee Dangerously and Missy Hyatt. I've regretted many things I've said in conversations involving those two, but sometimes it really gets under your skin.
3 minutes remaining in this match. 3 minutes.
You've seen what happened. We replayed what happened on the program last night, and as we mentioned, they are on the 12th floor of the CNN Center having a nice conversation with Jim Herd. And I'm sure some of you that have had some conversations, some of our wrestlers might say, when the boss brings in the office, it's an oxymoron to say you could have a nice conversation with Jim Herd. He's a tough leader. And Paulie and Missy maybe stepping over the boundaries. Big Josh with heavy rights and lefts. Arn Anderson, remember, has the clock in his favor. This is a 10-minute time limit event. Big Josh must be refocused and try to go for a pin. But right now, Anderson is having none of that strategy. It's Anderson going for the pin.
There are 2 minutes remaining in this match. 2 minutes.
2 minutes remaining in this matchup for the World Television Championship. Arn Anderson, the champion, with the advantage. And the big mountain man from the Pacific Northwest, clad in that very stylish flannel shirt, is making the challenge here. Certainly would change the complexion of Super Brawl if Big Josh upsets Arn Anderson. And the former lumberjack comes out of that flannel shirt. Big Josh wins this match. He would face Beautiful Bobby at Super Brawl for the television title. Hammers Anderson with the left hand. But right now, the inexperience in championship matches in the WCW,
1 minute remaining.
I think becoming very, very evident as far as Big Josh is concerned. He should be going for a pin. His emotions once again have carried him away from his game plan. That is, if he had one. Front face lock by Arn Anderson, trying to go for a suplex, but it's blocked and countered by Big Josh. Big Josh now, I think, more focused on fighting Anderson than winning the television title. Oh, what a left. There's the backdrop, and now he goes for the pin. Anderson kicks out. He will not be pinned by a backdrop, that's for sure. 15 seconds and counting in this time limit event. Big Josh again going for the cover. Anderson is not going to be pinned in this one. Anderson will retain the title here, it would seem. There's the bell. This one will be a time limit draw. A time limit draw here.
This match is a time limit draw. The world's television
fans will be back for more of the main event. Don't go away. More to come on TBS.